I need help with something. I need to ask a person, an organization, someone older than me, someone higher than me, someone more experienced, or someone with more resources, or a teacher. I need to ask for help. I need to ask for investment. I need to ask for resources, for expertise, for advice. But I'm feeling desperate, and I know that if I approach this body, this body corporate, this organization, this person, um, if I approach them in the energy that I'm in now, it's going to end up sounding forceful. It's like my desperation, my begging, it's going to end up coming out as anger or as rage. And it's going to create tension between us. I know that they'll approve me, I know that they'll give it to me, but this feeling doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel smooth. It doesn't feel like flow. It feels bound. I feel strangled, but it's coming out as anger. It's coming out as hot, fiery. It's like I'm hot and fiery, but I also want to go and throw hot, fiery stones at this person, at this corporation. It's like I want to take out my insecurities on them, even though they're the ones that I'm asking for help. So I want to ask this anger, I want to ask this rage, what's going on? I'm the anger and the rage. They're kind of combined. We're kind of combined. And I feel like I'm suffocating. I feel like there's so much pressure on me that if I don't get this done, it's going to affect other people. And I'm bearing the responsibility, I'm bearing the weight. I don't want to let these people down. And I'm scared because it's, what if I don't get it? What if I don't get approved? What if I don't get the help? I know I will, but it's like, how could I let us get into this situation in the first place? It's like I really messed up. I effed up. I it's getting hard to breathe. I let myself down. I feel disappointed. I just it's like it's funny. It's funny and I want to laugh. Ha ha. It's not funny though. I'm angry. Do other people think it's funny? Maybe they're not taking it as seriously as I am. Maybe I should have asked for help earlier. Maybe I'm angry because why couldn't these other people see that I was struggling and why couldn't they come in and help me? But maybe they couldn't see. Maybe I should have asked. I don't know. It's like, it's too late, but it's not too late because I'm going to ask for help. But I wish I prevented this. Like I could see this coming and I ignored it. And now that I've ignored it for some time, it's accumulated and it's gotten worse. And it's like it keeps snowballing. And the more it snowballed, the more I wanted to avoid it. Damn it. I just, like, what's wrong with me? Yeah, I feel let down. I let myself down, but I let these other people down. This disappointment. I feel like a little kid. I feel like I'm in a sandbox and I'm like kicking around a bucket. And it's like I was building a sandcastle with my friends and then I tripped and I accidentally knocked it over and then all my friends left. And so I'm scared. What if these people leave? What if they leave me because I couldn't provide for them? Or they left me because they think I ruined it? And what if they don't see that I didn't do it on purpose? It wasn't intentional, but I did intentionally avoid, and I did avoid on purpose. So does that count as doing it on purpose? Am I secretly a bad person? And I've been avoiding that too? I feel sick, like nauseous. Can I confront the possibility of me being a bad person at the same time as me going through this situation? I'm laughing, but it's serious. It's very serious. Maybe it's not that serious. Am I blowing this out of proportion? It's not me, it's a little kid that's blowing it out of proportion. I've made a plan. I'm going to ask for help, and I know this help is going to come in, and I know it's going to fix everything, but this feeling, it's just. Oh, mm. It's like it's rattling in my body, and I'm not letting it out. Like, all this steam is building within me, and the steam is like I'm going to explode. But I don't want to let it out, but I have to, don't I? Let's talk to the kid. What do you need? I need I need them to know I didn't do it on purpose. I just I made a mistake. Yeah, I made a mistake. So why didn't you apologize and tell them that? Because because don't only bad kids apologize? If I apologize then I'm admitting I'm bad, right? No. Not admitting that you're bad, but maybe doing you did a bad thing, even if you didn't mean it. Knocking over the sandcastle is a bad thing, but it doesn't mean you're a bad person. And everyone does bad things. In fact, there are not really any bad things. There's only destruction, which sounds really scary, but it's not. Destruction is needed in order to rebuild. And destruction always comes in when there's too much maintenance. So Destruction isn't bad. You didn't knock over the sandcastle on purpose. You didn't do it to intentionally hurt your friends. But when we zoom out on the wider picture, destruction always happens so you can create, so you can create something bigger than what existed before. Maybe that sandcastle was too small, and maybe you were building the same small sandcastle every time, but maybe the limitation was these friends. Maybe once these friends leave you, maybe someone new will come along and they'll teach you how to build an even bigger sandcastle. The thing is, when something is destroyed, we don't know yet what next will be created, but we do know that it will always be something better. Evolution is always happening. And so, since you made a mistake, you didn't do it on purpose, you didn't do it to hurt them. You're not a bad person. And when these so-called bad things happen, you don't have to see them as bad things. You can just see them as the grounds for new growth. You're right. I can make new friends, can't I? And I can build better sandcastles, and maybe stronger sandcastles. And then maybe I can show the other friends, and they can come back and we can all build better and stronger and bigger sandcastles together. And then they can be introduced to my new friends. And then we can have more friends. Right? Sounds good. Cool. Okay. I feel better now. I feel soothed. Cool. Let's go back to the original individual self. How do you feel? Yeah, I feel like I get it. This thing I messed up, it doesn't make me a bad person. And it means that there's opportunity. There's more opportunity. Something good is coming. Evolution is always happening. What I make from now on will be better than what it was before. Maybe even in asking for help, I'll form an alliance with this person, this group, and maybe they can help me make something better. But I still avoided confronting this for so long, and that made it worse. I know destruction always comes when there's too much maintenance, and I could see that I was trying to maintain this. I was trying to maintain the status quo, and I could feel this tower moment. I could feel this destruction coming in, but I didn't preemptively take action on it. And so it led to this roughness. Because now there's no time to waste. There's no extension time. This is the last, not the last chance, but it's like, it's overwhelming. It's bigger than it needed to be, you know? If I just confronted it back then, when I first saw it, I could have tempered out the effects. And so, yeah, I feel guilt about the avoidance. I feel shame about the avoidance. Okay. Let's go to the shame. ignored. I ignored this for my own selfish reasons. I was selfish. I was intentional about this. And I kind of knew that it would end up hurting other people or affecting them in a less than ideal way. But I still avoided. And so it's not like the sandcastle where I did a mistake, I made a mistake. It's the avoidance wasn't a mistake because I've avoided before, so I know what was going to happen, but I still did it just to save me confronting these feelings. And so it was selfish. Okay. Tell me more about how you've avoided before. Well, yeah, it's kind of like a pattern. Like, I kind of avoid things until they get so bad that I'm forced to make a move. I'm forced into action. Because, well, we know that when you maintain too much, eventually destruction is going to come in order to create the grounds for creation, right? There's three operators in this world: the creation, maintenance, and destruction. And I know that creation is better. I know it's better to to preemptively create. And I know that when you see destruction coming, that there are steps you can take to, even it out, to, even though the destruction will come, it's like I can smooth it over if I act when I feel the first impulse. But I hesitated on my impulses. I felt desire to move and I squashed it down. Okay? If you didn't squash the desires down when you first felt them, the impulse to act, what would have happened? Well, if I started acting on my impulses at the time that I felt them, then the other people, they wouldn't get it. They wouldn't know why I'm trying to move in a different direction. I'm trying to progress things forward. I was worried that they were going to say I'm moving too fast or I'm moving unnecessarily in unnecessary ways, or I'm like creating unnecessary work for them or havoc for them, or I'm like stirring the pot, but they can't see the destruction coming, but I could see it. But maybe I couldn't explain it to them. Maybe I just didn't want to be misunderstood again. I don't know. I just didn't want to be doubted. And so I didn't want to be doubted by them. And so I doubted myself. But now I'm back here again. It's like, how many times have I played out this loop of seeing what's coming up ahead and then not wanting to, not alarm the other people involved, but I don't want them to think that I'm like making things up or I'm being too sensitive or I'm trying to stir the pot because I'm like bored or something, or I'm trying to like move things to my preferences. I'm trying to like take credit or something. I don't know. It's just like they can't seem to see what I see. And even if I try and explain it to them, I just don't know that they'll believe me. And so I'm back here again, doubting myself, procrastinating, ignoring. It's frustrating because It's like I knew, but I didn't act. And now I'm here again, creating more stress. Like, this is so stressful right now, but if I acted back then, it wouldn't have been as stressful. But I'm making up that these people would not believe me, and I thought that would create stress. But look at the stress I'm in now. It's like the stress of them not believing me wouldn't even compare to this. So I'm angry at myself, ashamed of myself to myself. It's like, haven't I grown past this? I guess not. No, I have, but I just haven't released this fear of other people doubting me. I guess it boils down to that. It's happened enough times that I don't actually doubt myself anymore. But yeah, I'm letting other people's doubt seep in. So, what do I do about that? What do you want to do about that? I want. I kind of want to leave them. I mean, I was worried that they were going to doubt me and then they were going to, say I'm being too much. But what if I just went to a place where people didn't doubt me? Because this foresight I have, it's a good skill. And it's useful to me, and it's actually useful to this whole organization, this family, this class, whatever it is. It actually benefits all of them, even if they don't appreciate it, if they can't see the work or the benefit that it brings. I've known about it and I use it, but this environment is not really letting me utilize it. And so, the thing is, I could have said, like, what I want is that I want to let other people's doubt not affect me, but in the right places, it doesn't affect me. And so maybe this is actually the wrong place. Okay. It feels like I've been avoiding that as well. Maybe that's the thing. It's like everything is a cycle within a cycle, right? So this small, I mean, this is a very stressful situation. It feels like a fire, but the bigger fire, the longer lasting cycle would be if I stayed in this organization or I stayed around these people for longer than necessary, then I'm going to reach a destruction point. I'm going to have a breakdown. And then, yeah. So I see this lesson is giving me foresight into saying that I shouldn't procrastinate moving on from this environment. I will deal with this. I'll help them through this fire. But maybe the stress, maybe the feelings I was feeling were feeling so big, they were feeling so blown out of proportion, not even because it had to do with this situation, but because it was pushing me to see that I shouldn't procrastinate or avoid moving on. Wow, okay. And now it's all coming together. It's like, of course I should leave. Of course I've been seeing the signs, but I ignored them as well. But now I'm seeing them all. Hmm. I don't know, it's kind of comforting, I guess, because leaving this environment would be a perfect opportunity for me to end this karmic cycle, for me to end this bind of waiting until destruction gets so bad that I'm forced into it. And of course, that's why when I started out this exploration, I said that if I went to this other body, this other corporation for help, it would come out as forcefulness because I'm feeling forced by this destruction because I didn't take action sooner. Okay. And also, if I went to this corporation to ask for help, it's like it would help me settle this fire of this situation that's happening now, but it wouldn't settle the situation of me feeling like I've outgrown the organization that I'm a part of, this family, this group, whatever it is. So I would get the help and it would help settle the event, but it wouldn't help settle me actually wanting to leave. And so when I go to ask for help, it's going to come out in this mangled way because my inner self actually wants something more, not from them, but from myself. I feel relieved, but I'm also seeing a new runway ahead, like an airport runway. It's like I'm gonna land this plane, but then I have to take off on another plane. And so it's more work, but it feels good. It feels robust. Like it felt like if I landed this plane of this event, this situation, this fire that I'm trying to put out, it didn't feel whole, it didn't feel complete because it didn't actually encompass the bigger picture, the bigger cycle that I'm trying to settle. And so it's great because me leaving just presents this perfect opportunity for me to wipe out this karmic cycle. So I'm excited now. Oh, this is awesome. And that means in the future, I'll have experience in not waiting until destruction gets so strong and so big and so overbearing that the the way to overcome it is so rough. Like I don't have to deal with that. I won't have to deal with that anymore. Cool. Yeah, it feels like the pieces of the puzzle have come together. It feels like a plan has laid out in front of me, but it's like each step is delineated in these easy to do chunks. Like it feels easy now. It feels easy now, but it feels exciting. Like a whole new path awaits, a whole new opportunity awaits, a whole new chapter even lies beyond not just this event, but this group. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like it was a bit sluggish. It was a bit goopy. It was a bit like holding me down, and I was slowly sinking in the quicksand and didn't realize. But if I kept going on this karmic cycle of waiting till the destruction was so strong, then it would have been like my neck would have been in the quicksand before I even realized. But now I get this grand foresight, and I feel so fortunate to have that.